Hey everyone, Randy here, bringing you a development update video. This is going to be a little bit longer than usual, I believe. So I believe the last thing that I had made an update video for was the Homestead. Okay, so we got that done. If I touch on a few things I've already done, I apologize. I am doing this by myself. Which I'm pretty sure I might have already talked about this, but as you might have noticed, I updated the UI a little bit. Don't pay any attention to uh, the cutoff text on some of the other stuff. I'm still doing aesthetic works on that. So we changed this up a little bit to make it look a little bit more clean. You can view a player's profile, their homestead, and you can hire their main character. Okay. One of the biggest things that I've implemented is 5 characters party system. Alright, so the way this works is you can have up to 5 characters. You can there's going to be unlock requirements. I'm using my development menu to unlock them all. So it goes 100% experience points, and this is for whatever character you have active as your main character. You can switch your main character over, and then it's 85%, 70, 55, 40% XP. Everything else is the same. You're gathering all that stuff. You can swap them around. I have it to where you can edit the roster once every 6 hours, I believe. That might be subject to change. Confirm roster. Change. Take a second. Yeah, next roster change available in 6 hours. That might change. There, like, you could switch to the active character anytime you want. And then it shows you the screen pops up, shows you the rewards that you got while you were either offline or on another character. All right. Let's go to the next section. I did a lot of back-end stuff in regards to the account and the character. Save Foundation, which is having every character separated when it comes to the rewards. So what it does is it kind of takes like a snapshot of what you've been accumulating, and then when your character is offline and you come back online, it basically gives you ticks. So if you were, killing 245 enemies an hour and you were off for an hour, it would instantly simulate those battles, the progression and everything, to give you those rewards. We've done a lot of UI updates. As you notice, there's I haven't implemented them yet, but I did create some icons over here, but inside of the we'll get to that in a second. The character, I did make little icons for most of the stuff. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with this. This opens up. Eventually it'll be both sides, but there's just a lot of status effects and combat effects, because I want this to be a complete of a game as possible with different strategies. Players might want to come in here and build a burn set or bleed set or whatever. Like I said, I did some update some of the UI, the slot unlock requirements, and I did have to spend some time working on this so I can get in there and test everything. No, you guys won't have that. The roster screen reordering and XP multipliers I already talked about. The background progression audit and design, which is the system I was just telling you about. Inactive gathering, progression. What we're going to have Well, the inactive gathering progression is the part of the system that updates when your character comes over here. We have... I haven't figured out the exact way I'm going to be doing this. As you can see, this is going to be expanded across. As you can see, I have potions up here, and then gathering and combat is inactive. I also have current activity over here. Again, like I said, this is all going to be prettied up and everything later. But currently, there's no combat active, no gathering active, and no content active. The recent rewards, this is not going to be the ticks of gathering or the results of combat. This is going to be specifically gear and like rare items. That way, when you come over here, you know, you'll be able to scroll this down a little bit. I think I'm probably going to have it be like 20, the last 20 or so drops. You'll be able to check it out real quick instead of going, you know, to your inventory. You'll be able to click on it and you'll be able to sell, dismantle, or even equip. And then the daily progress and alerts. This is going to be just basic information to let you know, hey, look, your inventory is nearly full. This is just going to be some quick stuff. I think I'm going to put the daily quests from commissions over here. I mean, I haven't touched this system since I first put it in there. But like your daily progress be over here, and you know, it'll be like, you know, it'll have a little description and then, you know, a go button. I'm also going to be putting a go button up here, so you can go directly to the task. Inactive expedition progress. So we've changed the expeditions a little bit. It's basically going to be 1 stamina a minute cost. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to have, so 300 minutes, so you're going to have 5 hours. For the expeditions. And this is going to be kind of like passive farming. It's tied to the area and the level that your character is. It's going to be tied to your level and the party level at the end. It'll be a maximum of, like, you know, Greenwood Fringe is level 1 to 20, so even if you have a full party of 200 level 200 characters, it's going to be a max level of 20, so you get the max rewards in there. And the way I have it set up right now is you should be getting a total of 12 hours a day for, because the stamina does refresh, or you get stamina every X amount of minutes. It's going to equal out to 12 hours of expedition per day. So once you burn through this, you know, it'll slowly go back up and you can start another one. And then when you stop, if you stop early and you want to switch or whatever, it does give you the current rewards. In inactive combat progression, that's the same thing with the other system. You know, gathering 6 minutes and 42 seconds. You got 81 actions, experience points, etc., etc. Battles completed, 23 experience points. That's just for the system for the multiple characters. Just letting you guys know, you know, for when I get into alpha, I will. I was tossing around some ideas, and I think what I would do is maybe create a couple items and send them to the mail to give people a little bit of a boost, just so they can test farther. The goal for the first alpha, well, I'm gonna make a whole video on it, but the goal for the first alpha is going to be to reach level 50 and test level 1 to 50 content for balance bugs, things like that. I had to do some back-end work on the multitask background progression. Again, tying all these systems in. Make sure you don't get double the rewards. Make sure all the rewards count. There is a couple fallback measures where if something goes wrong and and it miscalculates or it doesn't calculate properly, it'll go back to the previous data for the drops. I mean, you might potentially lose a little bit of experience points or gold, but I had to put some fallback measures in, or to make sure you don't get nothing. I did a lot of background stress testing. We did a new layout. This is probably not going to be the final layout. I do have to get some of the colors moved over to other boxes and cards. Did a little bit of the UI polishing. Like I said, this stuff right here is going to get fixed, so it's not missing half of it. What else did we do? Oh yeah, we increased the size of the character sprites. I went through and made all of the enemies for the entire game. We'll just do level 200 Paladin, just so I could show you guys. Where's the combat? We'll go to show you an Obsidian. It's got to finish this. There's a 5-second timer in between battles. An Obsidian Knight. Probably going to have to do like an outline or something there. Let's go check out Eclipse Wilds. But I did all the sprites for the enemies, the elites, mini bosses, bosses. I'm probably going to redo. Yeah, see, I'm going to have to do an outline on some of these. Yeah, look, the next battle is going to be these three. I don't know why it's showing up 3. Maybe that's because the next battle is scheduled to be three enemies. But like I said, I redid the sprites for all the enemies. And then you have them up here. The only thing I really need to do up here is kind of make sure all of the enemies are facing the left, which is pretty easy. So we redid the top bar. There's still a little bit of, like I said, I'm trying to figure out what to put on all 3 of these bars. The bar on the bottom is probably not going to change too much, unless people just don't want to see this information. But it goes through how fast you're, winning a battle, to determine, kills per hour. The gathering actions per hour is how many times, you chop wood or whatever. Then you got your XP, your gold, and your drops an hour. The drops an hour right now, for some reason, is not registering properly. That's not supposed to be like... it's not supposed to be whatever it is. I was going to do, like... I was thinking about doing gear drops, but the random numbers on that, I think it would fluctuate too high. I actually have no idea what information is pulling from the drops per hour. But the XP and the gold per hour, like I've checked it, it is working. Gold per hour is 119. Now let's see, move down to level 41 to 60. After it runs for a full minute, the golden hour should drop. Again, the right side, this is going to be like just like quick information or whatever. I'll let you know what you're doing, like what you're doing, and what you're not doing. I think up here, there's going to be HP. I think I'm going to put like SP, MP, depending on the class. Currencies are still up here. I think I'm going to keep these up here because these bring you right here to where you can equip a potion or a meal. But I think I'm going to get rid of these 2 up here and replace it with like SP, MP. I'm going to refine some of this a little bit. Like I said, we went through and we did the enemies. So as you see, it pulls you down. You see your tower. Tower floor 1. I mean, obviously these are going to be quick. I'm level 200 character. We haven't done anything with the dungeons. World boss, I'm going to increase the character sprite image. Probably going to redo the bosses, or the world bosses again. And have like the images lined up so you can see them. Again, we talked about expeditions. Haven't really done anything with Homestead. That's just going to be a lot of sprite building. Leaderboard, we split the leaderboard to both sides. I'm not entirely sure how I want this to look at the end. You know, but this is pretty much bragging rights. We got the market set up. Again, social, we party, chat. What else did I do? Oh yeah, so bugs fixed. I fixed backup problems, inactive gathering, test window collapse, raw timestamp logs. I changed. Oh yeah, let's go back into here real quick. So I changed the inventory. This might not be final. I wanted to get more gear on like one screen. Gear farming is going to be a really big end game progression thing because of the RNG for gear. But at the same time, you know, with the crafting, you'll be able to craft. Where's set crafting? Yeah, you'll be able to. I have to change this. Don't pay attention to it. Warlock's helmet. The set sigils are rare drops, but you'll be able to craft set equipment too. Craft, profession set, area relics. Then, you know, like you said, you got your smelting, your alchemy. I'm changing this up a little bit to make it a little bit cleaner. Cooking. Again, meals are going to be, 30-minute buff, 10% HP or whatever. This is all just standard stuff right now. It's subject to change. Jewel crafting and then enchanting. You pick one of your items that you have. You put an attack enchantment on it. I just want to show you guys real quick. So we're going to go into... where's my inventory? Let me get rid of all this shit real quick. Actually, do I have anything on? No. So inventory. Ring of Ruin. Okay. So we have the Ring of Ruin on. Critical damage, lightning, and fire damage. So we're going to go down to profession, crafting. I'll get off my screen. I hate that. Crafting. Ring of Ruin. We're going to put an attack enchantment on it. Bam. Enchanted. Everything crafts instantly right now. There's going to be timers on everything. Not long. But just enough to make it something people are going to look forward to. Alright, so equipment. As you can see, I mean, it's a rare ring. It only put one attack on it. I think it's 1 to 5, I believe. But yeah, you can enchant. I wonder if you can enchant it multiple times right now, because that's something I might have to change. Well, let's go look at it anyway. Ring of Ruin. Oh no. Huh. It ran out of slots. This has 2 slots. We're gonna have to add that in. How many slots it has? Ooh. I didn't put that on there. Yeah, but like the RNG on here is super crazy. Super heavy. Alright, listen, I'm gonna let you guys go. This is already a 20-minute video. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.